word is enraged, and the third word is compromise. So mysterious, I know we've probably heard this word before, but it means very hard to explain or understand. Now, keeping in mind these words are coming from those myths that we read before, we know that in Cochin in the spirits that Cochin does not know where the man is from or where he got the corn that he gives her. To Cochin, the man seems very mysterious or hard to explain and understand. So I'm going to describe something for you, a mysterious scenario, and then you will decide what might explain the mystery. One morning, you pick up your running shoes to put them on. You discover that your shoelaces have disappeared. What might explain this mysterious situation? Think to yourself. If you have someone next to you, you can turn and talk. Let's look at another example. So you're walking down your street and suddenly all of the dogs on your block start barking. What could explain this mysterious situation? Again, if you have someone next to you, you can turn and talk or think to yourself. The next word that we want to take a look at is the word enraged, and that means furious or very angry. When someone is enraged, the person's not just a little angry or just kind of upset. They're very, very mad. An enraged person is so angry that they might not even be able to control their anger, and they may even behave like dangerously. An example comes from that text where Shikoka is so angry when he sees Mayo-chin with Ko-chin that he challenges him to a fight. So I want you to think about the scenario involving that make-believe friend named Milton, and you are going to decide whether or not Milton was enraged in these examples. Look at the first one. Milton's little brother spills his juice and accidentally ruins Milton's favorite book. Milton's face turns red. He leaps from his chair, stomps his feet, and shouts, "No, no, no." Is he enraged? Why or why not? Let's look at another example. Milton's team loses the soccer game. Milton is disappointed. He says, "We've got another game next week. I know we'll win then." Is this an example of Milton being enraged? Why or why not? I agree. I don't think that this is an example of him being enraged. He actually says something very encouraging, that he thinks they'll win next time. Let's look at the last example. Milton can't find his favorite sweatshirt. He looks everywhere, becomes angrier and angrier, and finally loses his temper completely. He jumps up and down in a fury and shouts, someone stole my shirt." Is he enraged? Why or why not? The last word that we're going to take a look at comes from that text, and it is the word compromised. So this is actually a quote taken right from the text, so I'm going to read this to you. "Then the two spirits compromised. Each agreed to rule the land for half of the year. Shikoku would rule for 6 months during the winter, and Mayo-chin would rule for 6 months during the summer. That is why it is cold for half of the year and warm during the other half." So I want you to use some context clues and think about what this word right here, compromised, might mean. You can use words in this sentence taken from the text to help you figure out the meaning of this word. Right, if we know that those two spirits compromised and they agreed, this might be a clue or a cue here. And let's see. If one is going to be, ruler for 6 months and then the other, then that's also an example of coming to an agreement. So we might say the word compromise means to settle an argument with each side agreeing to give up something that it wanted. That wraps up day 3. We'll see you back tomorrow for day 4.